Arajin Tomoshibi is an ugly, disgusting high school boy obsessed with scoring a beautiful girl. However, his expectations are crushed when he realizes that he's going to get stuck in an old school rivalry of school gangs. He lives with his mother, who is a drama fan and runs a restaurant. Meanwhile, two students awaken at a shrine, sensing a strange presence, recalling the legend of the sealed honky person known for courage in battle. Arajin's first day at school reveals two rival gangs vying for dominance. Unfazed by their conflicts, his primary concern is pretty simple: whether there are cute girls in his class or not. Upon entering, he finds himself among delinquents and attempts to introduce himself, but his classmates ignore him. However, his attention is captivated by Mahoro, whom he immediately falls for. After class, Mahoro invites him to walk home, but Arajin is intercepted by members of the Minato Kai gang before he can meet her. Fleeing, he collides with Matakara Azamine, his childhood friend and a member of the same gang. Matakara vouches for Arajin's strength, but his gangmates remain skeptical due to Arajin's stupidity and his unassuming appearance. Later, Arajin, still obsessed with Mahoro, regrets missing her at the gate and returns home to his mother's inquiries about a potential love interest. At school, Marito, leader of the Siguma gang, chastises his fighter for losing to Matakara. Meanwhile, Arajin contemplates Matakara's past kindness and tries to focus on his mother's favorite TV show. The following day, Arajin notices Mahoro's absence and shares a heartfelt lunch prepared by his mother. When she appears, he apologizes for missing their meeting, and he suggests meeting on Saturday. Before we can revel in the moment, Matakara interrupts, sparking curiosity among his gang members about Arajin's strength and Mahoro's presence. While shopping, Arajin is accosted by a rival gang, but manages to escape with video game distraction from his classmates. However, he soon finds himself threatened by the gang again. In a panic, Arajin rushes to a shrine where he stumbles upon a gun, accidentally summoning a genie named Senya. Later on, his wish to become irresistible to women prompts Senya to merge with him, granting him extraordinary powers. As Arajin grapples with his newfound abilities, Senya watches his interactions with Mahoro with amusement. Unfortunately, his desperate attempt to confess his feelings is interrupted by the Siguma gang, led by Mahoro's brother, Marito. Despite Arajin's resistance, Senya merges with him, unleashing his newfound strength to protect Mahoro. In the ensuing fight, Arajin's power overwhelms Marito, impressing Matakara and intriguing Senya. Mahoro, initially worried, becomes captivated by Arajin's strength. As the police arrive, the Siguma gang retreats, leaving Arajin marked by his victory. Marito, however, is weirdly impressed by Arajin's strength and extends an offer to him to join his gang. Meanwhile, a member of Minato Kai catches a Siguma spy, sparking a chase. Arajin discovers Matakara staying at his parents' bathhouse and encounters a stone, a token of their childhood friendship. Despite Matakara's attempt at reconciliation, Arajin remains distant, prompting Matakara to wonder if Arajin avoids him due to weakness. As Arajin walks, Senya appears, eager for another confrontation with Marito, but Arajin refuses. Senya's attention is diverted by a man entering Arajin's store, causing Arajin to intervene. Later, Arajin questions Senya about his identity as a honky person, considering Senya's offer of fusion to enhance their strength. However, their discussion is interrupted by Arajin's overly annoying mother, leading to a disagreement. At school, Mahoro becomes sad over Arajin's altercation with Marito. Apparently, she has some creepy interest in her brother. Meanwhile, a Minato Kai member informs Marito of Matakara's association with Arajin, raising concerns about loyalty. The next day, Arajin encounters bullies targeting him due to his recent altercation. Despite his newfound popularity, Arajin remains focused on his feelings for Mahoro. Marito pursues Arajin, while Matakara attempts to recruit him to Minato Kai. In class, Senya's enthusiasm during a discussion about Musashi draws attention, making Arajin appear peculiar to his classmates. On the school roof, Arajin, still obsessed with Mahoro, encounters her, hoping to reconcile, but she rebuffs him. Mahoro's coldness crushes Arajin, leading to confrontation with Marito. Arajin's attempt to prove himself to Mahoro is met with disappointment when she destroys the love stone he gave her. Mahoro returns home to find Marito, her brother, dreaming of their previous confrontation with Arajin. Back home, Arajin mends the broken stone, while Matakara pens a letter to his brother, expressing his excitement about Arajin's transfer. Arajin receives an invitation to join Minato Kai from Matakara, but their conversation is interrupted by Jabba's attack. Matakara and Jabba take their fight outside, watched by a conflicted Arajin. In the ensuing battle, Matakara struggles against Jabba's skill, but ultimately triumphs. Despite Senya's anger at Arajin's absence during the fight, Arajin tends to Matakara's injuries. Matakara invites Arajin to join Minato Kai, hoping to achieve greatness together. Arajin dismisses the idea as a fantasy until Matakara reveals their leader's identity as Mahiro's rival, prompting Arajin to reconsider. The following day, Arajin resolves to confront Ken, Mahiro's rival, to prove his strength. Despite Matakara's attempts to dissuade him, Arajin challenges Ken to a fight. Senya questions Arajin's true desire, but Arajin remains fixated on impressing Mahoro. The battle with Ken ends in Arajin's favor, impressing Arajin to join the gang, surprising everyone. The next day, Arajin faces Marito's offer to join Siguma, with Mahoro's encouragement swaying his decision. Matakara arrives too late, unable to stop Arajin from committing to Siguma. Matakara is in disbelief when Marito insists they'll have to forcefully recruit Arajin into their gang, Siguma. Meanwhile, the NG boys, led by the eccentric Shindu, ponder over their quota issues and the escalating conflict between Siguma and Minato Kai, sensing an opportunity to make their move. The Minato Kai, once a rival of the Union, suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of Ken, leaving them in disarray. Marito seized the opportunity, rebranding the Union into the Siguma Gang, consolidating his power in the process. Arajin, indifferent to the gang's history, only joined Siguma to please Mahoro. He finds himself dragged into the gang's debauched party, where Marito promises him a night of revelry. However, the festivities are interrupted when members of the NG Boys attempt to meet their quota by robbing Arajin's classmate. Marito intervenes, thwarting the robbery and returning the stolen wallet. But tensions simmer as Matakara confronts Mahoro about her involvement in Arajin joining Siguma, leading to a heated exchange. Despite Arajin's reluctance, he is coerced into participating in a violent game at the party, where contestants punch each other until one's head turns. Arajin's discomfort grows as he witnesses the brutal nature of the game, longing to escape the chaos. The game takes a dangerous turn when Uta, known for his formidable strength, challenges Arajin. With Senya's reluctant assistance, Arajin miraculously withstands Uta's punch, winning the game but leaving Uta injured. As the party ends, tensions escalate when Jabba, seeking revenge for Uta's injury, challenges Arajin to a final showdown. Arajin emerges victorious, but the victory is overshadowed by Uta's unconscious body discovered in the bathroom, sparking suspicions of foul play. Back home, Arajin is confronted by Mahoro, who urges him to stay in Siguma and become Mahiro's successor. In reality, she wants him to retire so she can seek all of his undivided attention. Encouraged by Senya, Arajin embarks on a journey of self-improvement, determined to prove himself worthy of Mahoro's affections. Meanwhile, tensions between the gangs escalate, leading to a violent confrontation between the NG Boys and Minato Kai members. Amidst the chaos, Arajin's friend Matakara learns of the attack on Minato Kai members and rushes to confront Ken, the leader of Minato Kai, seeking answers. Unexpectedly, Marito joins Matakara, expressing a desire to repay his debt to Ken. As tensions mount, Arajin finds himself caught in the crossfire of gang rivalries instead of laying in his crush, Mahoro's lap. Marito's sudden assault leaves Matakara reeling, unable to comprehend why Siguma would instigate such violence. Despite Jabba's attempts to shed light on the situation, tensions escalate when Zabu accuses Siguma of attacking their comrades from the Minato Kai. However, Marito presents damning evidence. a Minato-kai armband left behind at the scene of Aota's assault, placing the blame squarely on their rivals. Matakara, steadfast in his belief in his friend's innocence, attempts to reason with Marito, but to no avail. Marito remains resolute, demanding retribution and threatening war if the perpetrators are not brought to justice. A classic Shaolin vibe. As Marito and his gang depart, the Minato-kai find themselves at a crossroads, grappling with their next move. Meanwhile, Arajin is consumed by his determination to prove himself to Mahoro by defeating Marito. However, his confidence shatters as he recalls Mahoro's disapproval of his violent behavior. He is clearly unaware that he's getting used by her. Encouraged by Senya's advice to target Marito's gut to avoid visible damage, Arajin heads to the covered court, only to be met with a palpable sense of tension among the Shiguma gang. Tatsuru, sensing the imminent violence, warns Arajin of the impending conflict, but Arajin feels powerless to avoid being dragged into the chaos. As Arajin wrestles with his inner turmoil, Matakara grapples his own demons, torn between his loyalty to his friends and his commitment to his brother's ideals of honor and integrity. Reflecting on his brother Mitsu's influence, Matakara resolves to uphold his legacy, determined to keep his promise to him. However, Zabu's erratic behavior raises suspicions among Matakara's friends, prompting questions about his recent encounters with Shindu, the instigator of the conflict. Meanwhile, Arajin contemplates the potential outcomes of the impending war, torn between his desire for peace and his insane, unrewarded loyalty to Mahoro. Encouraged by Mahoro's indifference to Marito's retirement plans, Arajin seeks Matakara's intervention, only to be met with resistance. Undeterred, Matakara confronts Mahoro, urging her to intervene to prevent Marito's potentially fatal confrontation with Ken. Despite her initial reluctance, Mahoro agrees to listen to Matakara, recognizing their shared concern for Marito's safety. With time running out, Arajin instantly falls prey to Mahoro's cunning and fake plea to convince Marito to abandon his plans for war. However, Arajin's attempts to reason with Marito falter, leaving him feeling powerless in the face of Marito's unwavering resolve. As tensions reach a boiling point, Ken's arrival at the Minato-kai headquarters signals the impending showdown. Despite Matakara's efforts to stop him, Ken remains steadfast in his determination to settle the conflict once and for all. Zabu approaches Matakara, telling him that Shindu was the one who attacked. Zabu blames himself for everything, but Matakara thanks him for telling the truth, and he decides to look for Shindu. Meanwhile, Arajin's encounter with Shindu takes a dangerous turn, as he finds himself facing not only Shindu, but also his formidable ally Ichiya, a genie. With Senya's support, Arajin prepares to confront his adversaries, unaware of the perilous challenges that lie ahead. What would happen between Minato-kai and Shiguma Group? Who is Shindu? Find out in the next episode. And if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel for more plot-filled recaps.